Hello beautiful pearls, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If it's your first time, please thank you for coming. Subscribe if it's your second or third or whatever time visiting. Please thank you for visiting. Kindly like and share this page. Follow me on Instagram at Ajpearls1 and on Facebook at Ajpearls. Alright, so today we learn how to mold the hat. We are learning how to mold the hat. I'm sure you've seen different shapes of hats and you are wondering how it is done. Let's not waste so much time and get into the video. Before you mold the hat, you need a cinnamon. Comes in different colors. You need a wooden block. You need top bond glue or a stiffener. You need a bowl to mix your stiffener and water. If you have spray bottle, that's okay. You need oil or lubricant or Vaseline or shea butter, but it doesn't have to be colored. You need a tape measure, pair of scissors, a painter's brush. You need some thumb pins. You need a polythene bag or nylon or something. You need a glue, preferably UHU glue. You need a wire and a cutter, and you need a fishing line or thread. Okay, so let's start. You take your block, your wooden block. I don't know the size you have, but for the purpose of this video, this is what you'll be using. Then you wrap. Then you wrap your polythene bag around it. Then you tie at the back. You don't tie at the round surface. This is the shape we want. So you tie at the back. To get this is the shape we want. Then you lubricate it so that when you wrap it with your cinnamon, it doesn't get stuck when it dries. So you put some oil, you smear some oil on it. You smear oil. You put that aside. You need to mix our stiffener. Some of you use already mixed stiffness. They are in bottles, mostly they are sold in bottles. But this is what I prefer using. Mix it with some water. Not too much. Don't make it so light and usually be so thick. Let's put that aside. Now let's say you have a yard of cinnamon. It's obviously too big for the block, so we need to save some, and so you fold it into a triangle like this. You fold it into a triangle, then we cut half of it away. You can fold just this part and use, but I might need some part for other stuff. That's why I'm cutting into full half. But you can just cut a piece of it, just this part. But this is how I do it. So let's put our half away. Fold it neatly. So the reason why we didn't cut it in a square form like this, but rather in a triangular form, is because the cinnamon has a property that it stretches at its bias. It doesn't stretch this way. It can't stretch this way, but it stretches, you see. Okay, so you cut it at the bias. Alright, we have our half already, and so we fold it into half again. We fold it into half again, and then there are two ways of doing this. You can either measure around it this way and cut, or use your tape measure to measure from one end of the block to the other block with an inch allowance each on this end. Okay, you can have 2 inches, you can have 1.5 inch, it depends on you. Leave some allowances, then you measure, then you cut. But I choose to do it this way. I don't start from here. I put it somewhere around here, and then I roll it over like this. Then I cut, and I cut. Let me show you. Okay. This way. Then I cut. You can cut from this side too. It depends on you. But I like it this way. I love leaving. I love to leave a lot of allowances because I love making cinnamon balls. So after cutting, we have this. We place them in the opposite ways, like this, something like this. The lines have to be, you don't have to be aligned. Then I wet the cinnamon. If you have a spray bottle, that's okay. If you have a bowl of water, you just dip in it. But for the sake of the camera, I want the camera to capture everything. So alright. So our cinnamon is wet and easy to use. Be able to use it. So we place our block, our wrap block, in the middle like this. Then we need our foam pins here. So this is what we are going to do. You bring this part here and then you pin it down. Some blocks may be too hard to pin. Feel free to use your plier or a small hammer to hammer it in. So I do it this way: in, north, south, east, and then west. So we have this, but this is not the shape we want. We want it this way. So we are going to fold everything in and pin everything down. You stretch and you pin down. You don't have to let this part overlap each other. We don't need pleats there. We need that place. We are pinning it all around. You don't need lapses here. You don't have to form pleats here because this is the shape we want. Pin it all around. I said feel free to use the plier to hit if it's too hard to pin. Sometimes the woods are stubborn. You have to hit them. You have to hammer it. Feel free to use as many pins as you can, so far as you don't form pleats here. As many pins as you can. So this is what we have now. The shape we want, but we need to make it hard so that the shape stays in place. So that is why we mixed our top bond initially. You can use your stiffener as I said. You dab it in. You don't just do this because we have two laid cinnames here. So if you do this, it means you are just applying it on the first cinnamon, but we need to get both cinnamon. So you dab it this way. You dab it. You dab it all around. All around. Don't be stingy with your stiffener, else with time it will get soft. Apply as many as you can, but don't pond it too. You have to apply some here too. you need to apply some here. It's very necessary. That is where our wire will sit. So with this, you can leave it in the sun for about 3, 4, 5, 6 hours, or you can leave it overnight. Some people even put it in an oven or heater or something. But getting the sun to dry it, it saves money, and this is where we are now.